Hello and welcome to the Year 2 Parent Information Meeting for 2023-2024. The staff in our class, most of the time, will be me, Mr. Wood, the classroom teacher. Mrs. Jones is our classroom teaching assistant who will be with us for most of the week. And on a Thursday afternoon, Mrs. Ward will be covering my planning, preparation and assessment time alongside Mr. Johnson. Mrs. Watson, the music teacher, will be teaching us some music, usually on a Tuesday throughout the course of the year. Miss Marsden will support some of the members of our class as a pastoral teaching assistant. Mr. Johnson will be working with our class during our PE lessons, and Miss Park is the family support worker who may be involved with some of the children in our class as well. Communication with school takes most of the time takes place through parent mail, which will come from the school office. If you need any information, then most of what you will need can be found on the school website, which can be seen highlighted there. The telephone number for school, which you will know, can also be found on the website. If there are minor things that you think that we need to know as a class teacher or queries that you may have, please contact myself first on Class Dojo, as this is the quickest way to get hold of me. If it's something more urgent, obviously, please ring the school office and they will be able to point you in the right direction or give you some advice. We operate an open door policy, so if you do need to speak to us, we are at the door before school and after school if you just need a quick chat. If something is more serious and requires help from outside of my capabilities, then obviously we'll be able to get someone from the senior leadership team involved as well. But the first point of contact is the classroom teacher, which is me, Mr. Wood, or Mrs. Jones, who's also available to speak to before and after school at the classroom door. Please keep us up to date with any changes to your details. It is really important that we have two emergency contacts, as sometimes the first one is unavailable to speak, and obviously in the event of an emergency we do need to be able to contact somebody to get hold of and speak to them as urgently as possible. Drop off and pick up at school. We have a staggered start, which is from 8:45 when the gates open until 8:50. Please make sure that your child is prompt during those times, as we do start promptly for the day and some children can miss the beginnings of lessons, which can affect them over a long period of time if they're consistently a few minutes late. Please remember that you can enter school at the front entrance or at the gate at the back, which is where our classroom is situated, so that might be easier for some of you if you are walking from on the estate. The school uniform information can be found on the website as well, but essentially these are the key details. Please can boys and girls wear black trousers or a black skirt or black pinafore. They need to wear a white polo shirt, which can have the school logo if you wish to. They should have a navy sweatshirt or cardigan. That can also have the school logo on if you so wish. And they need sensible black shoes. In the summer term, the girls obviously are allowed to wear a blue and white check dress for the summer term. Information is there on the slide of the provider for our school uniform if you wish to get in touch with them yourselves to collect or purchase any school uniform. Please can you ensure that your child wears a PE kit on our PE days, which this year are on Wednesday and Thursday, both of which are in the afternoons. PE kit consists of black joggers, leggings or shorts, a white t-shirt, which can be a school PE t-shirt if you wish, a navy jumper or cardigan for when it's cold, and they should wear suitably fixable trainers, ones that don't slide on and off for safety, obviously. All items should be plain. That means no writing, big ticks or huge logos on them, please. Please, can you make sure that your child does not wear earrings or jewellery on PE days? And in fact, they rarely need to wear that in school on most of the days, but especially on Wednesdays and Thursdays, please ensure they don't have any of these items on. School bags. There is a limited amount of space in the children's lockers, so ideally, if you can just send them with their school book bag, which has their books and reading diaries in, that would be excellent. If your child is a packed lunch, that can obviously also come in with them, which may mean that they need to bring an additional bag or a slightly larger bag. Please make sure that all children have a water bottle in school with them. This will be kept in their lockers most of the time, and they'll have access to that during the school day. Water bottles should only have water in them. Please no flavoured juices or fruit juices or fizzy drinks. Thank you. Medical details. Please keep us up to date with any developments or changes. This is very important for safety. Inhalers are accessible to the children in class, and it's a parent's responsibility to check the expiration date and organise replacements when necessary. We will be likelier to check the children's inhalers if they are used relatively frequently, and we'll be able to support with this. But if you can make sure that you are aware of when they will need replacing, that's very helpful. Medical forms are available from the office, and these need to be filled in for any types of medication that are taken in school. Cough sweets are not necessary in school and must be handed to the teachers for safety reasons. We don't tend to let children take these in school because they're hard and they may swallow them throughout the school day, which can be an issue. Punctuality and attendance. As I've previously mentioned, school begins at 8:45 and the doors are open at that point, and children need to be in class by 8:50 in the morning because our first lesson starts at 9 a.m. prompt. This gives us a 10-minute window to complete registers and sort out any issues that we might have, and speak to any parents that we may need to. So it's very important that they are there by that time. If your child is going to be absent, please phone by 9:30 at the latest. Please do not contact us on Class Dojo, as because we are teachers and we are teaching pretty much from the get-go, it's unlikely that we will see those messages until a break time or a lunch time. So please make sure you phone the school office to let them know about a child's absence. Mrs. Hankin is unable to give any authorised absence for holidays during school term time, but please still let us know if you're going away so we can prepare for this. Please book your holidays during planned school holidays only. Persistent absentees may mean that the attendance team from Lancashire may become involved, as this becomes more serious if a child is off for a lengthy period of time. Punctuality. Every minute is important in the school day, so please make sure that you are on time. We tend to begin the day with either reading or spelling, and these are very, very important to the children in our school. And if a child persistently misses these bits of teaching, then you may be putting them at a disadvantage later on in their school life. So please make sure that you are on time and punctual each and every day. If the child's attendance falls below 95%, you may be contacted to discuss this further, so to see if we can do anything to support and help in improving that attendance. Home time is at 3:20 p.m. Please be on time to collect your children, and if you can position yourself away from the classroom window outside of year 2, that would be most excellent. As soon as the door opens, obviously you can come a bit closer so we can see and dismiss children safely from the classroom door. Reading is an incredibly important part of a child's life, obviously, and we place a great emphasis on reading in school, reading for pleasure, and learning to read effectively and become effective readers. We'll be sending home 2 banded reading books per week, which are aimed at developing each child's reading skills. This will usually happen on a Friday morning, but due to changes to staffing, it may happen at other times in the week. Children will have a bookmark matched to their book band. Reading records of parents to sign to let us know that you've heard your child reading. Please do this as often as possible so we can ensure that children are having their books changed when they've been read. It also helps us to understand how much they're reading outside of school and whether we maybe need to increase our frequency of reading in school for particular children, wherever that's possible. We keep a separate reading record in school, so do not be alarmed if you see no teacher in school writing in your child's reading diary. We keep separate records of the things that we do in class. For more information, please watch the reading videos on our Lancaster Lane YouTube channel. And instead of sweets that used to be given out in the past on birthdays, we have birthday books, which you'll be aware of. A list of these books that we would like for birthday books, which will have your child's name written in them on a little slip. The list of those will be shared on Class Dojo on the class story early in September. For our phonics and spelling programme in Year 2, we use the Red Rose Phonics as our phonics scheme. This is from Lancashire. We tend to be near the end of this scheme due to how well we've progressed in Year 1. Mrs. Hankin has given more information about this on the Lancaster Lane YouTube channel. At points throughout the year, we will be sending home tricky word lists matched to their phonics stage that the children are working on at the time. These will also be shared on Spelling Shed, which children will be getting their logins to early in September. These will be sent out on Class Dojo. Spelling Shed is the easiest way for your child to practice these spellings, as it will get them to rehearse them in various ways, and there's lots of fun games on Spelling Shed for them to use in order to master the spellings of those words. Please do this as often as you can, as it's most helpful if children can really nail down those tricky spellings early on in their writing careers. At the start and end of each half term, children will be assessed on their ability to spell a separate word list, which will be the focus of learning in class. Expectations and transition. Work is pitched to appropriately challenge groups and individuals. Where needed, intervention is provided for those who need some additional support. That might be in groups, on a one-to-one basis, in a pair. It might be whole class intervention if that's needed. Transition has already taken place between the teachers, so I have spoken at length with Mrs. Ford about the children who are joining me in Year 2 for a year. And we also have The Nest, which supports a small group of children in school in the mornings who then return to the main group in the afternoon for our topic teaching and our PE lessons. Regarding our curriculum, the curriculum statements can be found on our school website, which will tell you a little bit more about the subjects we teach. You can see the navigation menu on the right-hand side there for all of the subjects that we teach throughout school. In maths, we use Power Maths as our scheme of learning, and we have had a lot of training on how to deliver this effectively to the children, and they are now very skilled at using the teaching and learning that's provided by Power Maths, and we are becoming more and more successful at using this scheme. We also use Happy Minds, which is a PSHE scheme helping children to develop an understanding of themselves and to help support the social aspects of schooling. Here is an overview of the curriculum map for Year 2. There may be some changes to this as the year progresses based on the needs and likes and wants of the children in the class. However, this is a general overview of the things we will cover, and you can go and look at that in further detail on the school website. Regarding clubs, we have a wide range of clubs and activities after school at Lancaster Lane. We are very lucky that we can provide these for our children. Details will be available on the school website, and the messages will go out on parent mail in order to sign up for those clubs. Letters of consent for after school clubs come out on parent mail. Please make sure you sign those and ensure that we know who is collecting children or where they will be going at the end of a club. Sometimes there are unavoidable cancellations, and we apologise for that. These will come out via parent mail as early as we are able to send those out. Regular attendance to the clubs is expected, so please don't sign your child up if they don't want to go, and please make sure that you try and remember when those clubs are and how long they last for and when they end. Please message if your child isn't able to attend. This is fine to do on Class Dojo, unless it's a change that you can just tell us at the classroom door. If you're collecting a child as a one-off, that'll be fine, as the class teacher tends to be the one who does the club, or Mr. Johnson, which the information can be passed to. If your child needs to attend Stoppers or Breakfast Club, these are both run by Mrs. Tickle. Breakfast Club begins at 8:45 a.m. and finishes when school opens at 8:45. It's £3.50 per session for Breakfast Club. Stoppers obviously begins immediately after school and closes at 5:45 p.m. That costs £8.20 per session, and you can book both of those online. We do have a parental code of conduct at school. Please make sure you're aware of this. It's on the website. If you want to go and take a further look, I would suggest that you do so. Please come and talk to us though if there's a problem, as we will be able to do our best to help you and get the necessary advice and support from others if we are not sure how best to help someone. A lot of the parental code of conduct is around social media, and that if you have an issue, please do come and speak to us first and foremost, as it's more likely to make whatever is happening clearer rather than information being passed on that may not be correct. As we are one of the healthy schools and we have the healthy schools logo, it's very important that children have only clear water, not flavoured, please. If they could only bring fruit or vegetables for a snack at morning break time, that would be excellent. And toast needs to be paid on a Monday morning, and it's £1 to pay for the whole week. Obviously, if there are any weeks where there are bank holidays or weeks are shortened, we will compensate for that and return 20bs or however much is needed. On birthdays, please do not buy sweets for the class. Please select a birthday book that your child would wish to donate to the class as a class reader. If you have any further questions, please obviously come and speak to Mr. Wood, myself, or send a message via Dojo. But that is all the information you need for the Year 2 Parent Information Meeting 2023-2024.